So Vince McMahon had that, I believe, that conference call,
Yes.
right? And he made a weird statement in regard to AEW, and I'm paraphrasing here, basically saying, I don't know what their investment in talent is. Maybe we can give them some more.
So you could take that in two ways.
Okay.
One is that talent assessment that we've been talking about, that I brought up over the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks. By the way, Ryan Martin, $9.99. Did you see? Yes, the NXT rebranding report. Yes, I'm gonna go into that because I have some info on that. So where was I? Oh, the media the talent assessment. Within sports, a lot of brands assess what your value is based on your performance. Obviously, that's a little bit difficult if you're not winning games, right? In WWE, it's mostly based on popularity and merch sales and ticket sales. So they have this combination that they use, much like every other sports franchise, to determine if you're worth it.
Yeah.
How many shirts are you selling? How many tickets are you selling? You know.
I wonder if there was like, do you think there's a stat of like one wrestler who's only ever sold one shirt?
Oh, they have everything. Oh, WWE is a genius when it comes to archiving everything.
Now, okay, so would it be fair to say that they're trimming the fat on the quote unquote bench warmers?
Yes. They want to close the roster down a little bit so they could focus in more on talent, which, you know what? They're right on this. There's that roster, all the rosters are so big for WWE on all sides that it gets very difficult to concentrate on how you're going to push everybody. So when you have, like, I'm throwing a number. Let's say you have 100 guys. What's easier, to write for 100 guys or write for 25?
Right.
When you have, 50 of the womenmen's wrestlers, is it easier to write for 10 of them or is it easier to write for 50 of them?
Right. Well, it's...
This finding the diamond in the rough thing really works well until you have, a roster that's astronomical in size and you don't know because you're trying to give everybody a chance, so you're taking away from somebody.
Well, I feel like we saw this coming like a couple of years ago, okay? And I'm not saying like we predicted it, but I do think the writing was on the wall. As soon as AEW was a legitimate thing and they were trying to scoop up wrestlers, WWE did the same thing. And I think, from a business standpoint, they hired all these people to eventually fire them just so AEW couldn't get them at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think, with that rationale, obviously it's business. It sucks that people get fired, but for WWE, it's business. These are cost-cutting measures, especially now that they're going back on the road. And we talked about this before the show. What has WWE done since the 80s? They attach their wagon to one guy. And that's the one guy that matters, right?
Yeah, and right now that's Roman.
Right.
And before that it was Cena. And before that it was, Austin and Rock. I mean, that was a bizarre era that we can't really. Historically, there's been no amount of talent on that high caliber being top guys in a business. I mean, actually, at that era, you could put anybody in that top spot and it was going to work.
In the
everybody
era.
They tried, who didn't work? From Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn was one of the only ones. Billy Gunn did not work.
Well, they were priming him to be a star. But I think the personal stuff got in the way of that.
It's possible. Yeah. So,
but go ahead.
I would say, personally, based on what was said to me, I would expect maybe some more cuts.
Yeah. And also, in that era that we were just talking about, like the Attitude Era, it seems to me like you had a lot more competition backstage, whether it be friendly or animus. And these guys wanted to be in that top spot. Right? Whereas now, it just seems like guys are chosen to be in that top spot and not fighting for it. You know? Mick Foley, great example. Triple H, great example.
Yeah, all great examples.
Like everybody on that roster, like you said, anybody could have been plugged in to a main event spot and it would have worked. Now it's a little bit different, right?
Very different.
So
where were we here? Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
So format changes for NXT. I think PW Insider reported this. I had heard that they were working on it. Stories, a new logo, new lighting and look, different format, and a focus on younger talent. So there's numerous things here, right? Focus on younger talent 100%. Okay? And this may have been the Samoa Joe issue as well. on the main roster.
Okay.
I think what they're going to do now is go back to how it used to be.
Mhm.
You know, you have like 2 or 3 guys that are your veterans, your guys that could really help people. And then the rest are going to be younger guys, up and coming guys that you're focusing on TV and starting over. You know, what was said to me yesterday was, how does a young guy get over on the product when you have veterans like Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Ciampa, Gargano, that guys that have been around forever, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish. You know, these guys have been around for a very, very long time in wrestling. They're not young guys,
but they are. And Adam Cole's a young guy.
Adam Cole's the exception.
Yeah.
I think Adam Cole's been around forever.
Yeah.
Is Adam Cole an NXT guy or is Adam Cole a main roster guy? Thanks for checking out this clip. For more, be sure to like and subscribe. In addition to this channel, the Matman Podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, and it's also available on f4wonline.com as part of the Wrestling Observer Network.